Who is the best DPS in Overwatch 2? Now, a lot of the tier lists I see on YouTube are for higher ranks. They do not accurately depict what happens in the lower middle ranks, like gold, plat, kinda silver, mostly talking about gold and plat. Let's get right into it. Ashe is going to be an A tier hero, incredibly good damage output, does require a good amount of aim. If you can use her dynamite in a clever way, or just generally hold angles and hold corners, you will succeed very well in plat and gold. Next up, we have everybody's least favorite, Bastion, who is going to go in A tier. Just absolute monster, shredding machine, insane damage output. Not super difficult to counterpick against, though, I will say. He is somewhat balanced, but I think definitely Bastion is still a really dominant DPS right now. Cassidy, I think, is a solid B tier pick. Pretty balanced abilities at the moment. Cassidy is a very, I don't even want to say high skill ceiling hero, but he's a very high aim skill hero. If you have incredible aim, you can make Cassidy work very well. I do have to say, I think Ashe is kind of just a slightly better version of Cassidy right now. She does have a better ultimate. She has slightly more range. She has a better ability. If you can get up in people's faces with Cassidy, then you could do pretty well. Echo, definitely A tier hero. Very, very high skill ceiling though. She can deal out a ludicrous amount of damage, but that comes after learning all the combos with her cooldowns. So I think if you're new to Echo, don't play her in ranked. That's the kind of thing where you got to go in quick play and learn it a little bit. I think for our next video, I may actually try and learn Echo for 10 hours to see if I can start dominating in ranked. But back to the point of the video, I think Echo can be a really good DPS to do in plat gold if you can manage her cooldowns and practice her for a while. Symmetera is going to be A tier. No one likes Symmetera, if we're going to be honest. Playing against Symmetera is completely just balls in your face. Blizzard is always doing like some kind of joke where they don't nerf her. I get that maybe she's not as viable in higher ranks, but man, playing against Symmetera in plat gold is just annoying, especially on control point maps. It just feels like she has an unlimited amount of turrets, and she gets such an easy beam. Her beam goes to level 3 so fast, it's not even funny. And she will just demolish a tank in 2 seconds when she gets that beam going. Junkrat, I'm going to say, is a B tier at the moment. He's not actually bad. He's pretty well balanced at the moment. He has very high damage output. I think he just gets outclassed by a lot of his counter picks. The DPS that are meta right now mostly will all counter Junkrat, so it just doesn't make as much sense to play him right now. Especially with the one-shot meta, it's really difficult for Junkrat to get one-shots from so far away. You can definitely pull Junkrat off in more close-range maps. I think on more open maps, which kind of dominate the map pool at the moment, Junkrat just totally flops. Now, Widowmaker. Widowmaker, I'm going to say, is the first S tier. Just like I was saying with Junkrat, the one-shot meta is disgusting right now. If you can get a Widow on an open map, she will demolish the other team. And really, the only good counterpick to Widow is Widow. Maybe Ashe or maybe Hanzo, you could argue for both of those, but the only good counter I can think of to Widow is Widow. If you get a map like Junkertown, Circuit Royale, it literally comes down to which team has the better Widowmaker. That is the team that will win, because there's nothing you can do. When she's sitting a mile away and just one-shotting everyone on your team, nothing you can do. Just press escape, scroll your mouse down, and click leave game. Reaper, kind of a counterpick to Widow, is definitely an S tier. Very easy to pick up, just disgusting damage output on tanks. He busts up tanks so quickly, and his self-sustained passive where he can just wraith the round and kind of heal himself by dealing damage to people. You can have a Reaper in your backline for the entire game and never have him killed, because he can just sit back there and self-sustain and go grab healing and then teleport back, keep killing your team, farm up his ultimate, kill your team again. It's a ruthless cycle until you can get someone to kill him. Hanzo, I'm actually going to say Hanzo may be the best hero in the game right now. The one-shot headshots are disgusting. Now, I'm not going to say that Hanzo is not a skill-based character. He is a skill-based character. He requires a lot of patience, a lot of good positioning, but after that, the aim on Hanzo, I would say, is not super difficult. You can really just kind of aim your bow into a crowd of players and just, fire 10 shots. Guarantee you at least one of those will be a headshot pick, and that will provide a lot of value to your team. Of course, there is a very high skill ceiling to Hanzo, so if you have somebody who has 50, 100 hours on Hanzo, it just gets really disgusting, and there's no way to kill him. Unless you're the tank, there's no way to kill him, or you're just going to get one shot. Now, let's talk about some bad heroes. Genji, D tier. Genji is so crap right now. They've nerfed him into the ground. Blizzard has just tossed the wet blanket over Genji. He's dead. They've put him in a casket and they buried him 50 feet underground. He's not coming back until they buff him. He's so bad right now. He has no ammo. He does no damage. His cooldowns are too long. His blade is too short. Everything about Genji is nerfed and sucks. I can say this firsthand because I spent 10 hours playing Genji. And if you pick Genji in a competitive game, you are throwing. You are genuinely throwing the game if you pick Genji in a competitive game. I even knew that myself, but I had to do it for the challenge. Mei, C tier hero right now. Mei does have a really disgusting ultimate. If you can sit in the back and just poke with her little icicles and farm up your ultimate, the ultimate is pretty much a win for a team fight. Unless you have a Kiriko that does a perfect timing Suzu, there is zero chance you're escaping from her ultimate. It's just like super glue sticking you right there. Torbjorn, another very low skill hero. I'm going to put it A tier. I know I'm going to have angry Torb mains going, no. Torb actually does require a lot of aim. You actually have to know whether to use his shotgun blast or whether to use his long range molten projectile. You actually have to know where to spray his multicore lot. No, you don't. No, you don't. Genuinely throw down your turret and just fire into the crowd. You win. You just win. You will get more damage than anyone on your team, probably more kills than anyone on your team, and you don't even have to see the enemy a single time. You can just fire away. Now, this one is going to be a very controversial pick. Soldier, I'm going to put in S tier.
Surely you can't be serious.
Yes, this is serious. I actually think Soldier is an S tier hero. The combination of a little spray with his gun and a Helix rocket can take out any support almost immediately. Almost a one-shot. It's very, very close to being a one-shot. It's also very tough to deal with him right now, because he can just run around and he can self-sustain with his healing ability, run away to a health pack, run away to his tank, run away to a healer. Not much you can do if you have a soldier running around. Now, Pharah, I'm going to put Pharah at A tier. By herself, she's probably more of a C tier. With Mercy meta, Pharah is disgusting. If you get a Pharah and a Mercy flying around above your team, you're done. You lose. That's it. You lose the game. Unless you have a Widow that can take both of them out, you just lose. That's the game. I think currently the best way to deal with Pharmacy, so step one, what you're going to want to do, press escape, exit to desktop, then go into your Blizzard app and uninstall Overwatch and wait for Mercy damage boost to be nerfed. Sojourn is a B tier. The people in the higher ranks right now are losing their minds. They're punching their monitors. Sojourn is not OP right now. She's not OP. In Gold and Plat, Sojourn's not OP. She is a pure aim character, and there's no one in Gold and Plat that has such good aim that they can make her OP. If you are good enough at Sojourn to the point where she's OP, then you're probably going to be in a higher rank. And I'm not denying that she's OP in higher ranks, but in Gold and Plat, she is not at that same level at all. Getting headshots with her railgun is not as easy as it looks. Now, that being said, she's still a good character. She's a balanced character, but she's not as good as people make her out to be. Kind of same with Tracer. Tracer can be really, really good in higher ranks when you have people with great aim and great cooldown management, but in Gold Plat, it's just not like that. She's definitely an annoying hero to deal with. If you pair Tracer with Ball right now, who is very meta, you can get some pretty disgusting team wipes, but I think people in Gold and Plat are not as concerned with those kind of pairings as people in higher ranks. And on top of that, with the aim, very high skill ceiling, Tracer is not as meta as you'd think. Now, last but not least, Sombra is going to be C tier. Don't get me wrong, Sombra is terrible. Her damage is terrible. Her abilities are pretty mid. Genuinely speaking, just an awful character. But she can hack Ball out of the rolling state. And for that reason, and that reason only, she's going to be in C tier, because she's a really disgusting counter to Ball. If you disagree with any of these, let me know. Tell me what you would change in the comments, and I will probably argue with you. If you say something enraging enough or say something smart enough, 90% chance I will reply to your comment and I will argue with you or agree with you. So let me know what you guys think. I'm probably going to do 2 more of these videos in the very near future, doing the tanks and then the supports. So I'll see you guys there.